There are loads of really great ones, but makes it kind of harder to find the good ones because there's so many to choose from these days. But there's something for everyone. So
you kind of end up doing like a circuit, don't you?
Yeah,
like a festival
totally.
circuit.
Plus, there's certain festivals that will have you. They won't have you 2 years in a row, and they won't have you if you're playing another one. There's like, so you've got to do one circuit 1 year, then the other circuit the next year.
What's the best one
very
you've
political.
ever done?
Oh, there's a great little festival called Smugglers in Kent, in the southeast of England, and I just love it. It's a really nice setting, put on by great people. We've always had really good gigs there.
You're
very
from
nice.
Bristol, right?
That was the last place I lived in the UK. I was born in Winchester, but then I lived in Bristol, and now I live in Paris.
And you've been in Paris for quite some time, right?
Yeah, sort of going on 13 years, I think.
What is it about Paris? I mean, what isn't there not to love? But I mean,
what isn't it about Paris? It is, well, I went there to have a little look with my husband and see what it was like living in France for a bit. Then I realised that it was hard, and so we wanted to stay a bit longer. And then the longer we stayed, the better it got, and now we can't leave. It's just it's too great, yeah, and it's really home for us now. And our daughter is there; she's happy at school. There's no reason for us to leave. It's really great there.
Now, do you find that you creatively are more inspired in Paris?
No.
Do you have somewhere that like is a creative place for you?
Just recently, I have finally. Until now, I've just been like doing it in our flat and shutting doors and trying not to sort of get in anyone's way, but I've just started renting a room to go to, so that is going to make a big difference, I think. A little workspace to go and write in.
Do you write every day?
No. Well, to be honest, I've been on tour since last July, so I've barely been in a room on my own like since then. So at the moment I don't write every day. I often write in a book every day, but music has to happen on my own over a long period of time. I'm slow.
How old were you when you wrote your first song, Kate?
I think I was probably about 16 or 17, something like that.
And you play guitar?
Yeah.
And do you play any other instruments?
I play the banjo in the band. And when I was growing up, the instrument I learned was the trumpet, but I would be lying if I said I play the trumpet. I own a trumpet.
It would be hard to sing and play the trumpet.
It would. People do it, though.
You know?
Yeah.
You'd be like...
But it's quite... You just have to do it every day for a lot of hours to be any good, and so I don't manage that at the moment.
I want to talk about your video for Hotter Colder.
Okie doke.
Did you have anything to do with that video? I love the
color. I was in it.
Well, besides being in it, but I love the color treatment of it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, it was actually made by...
a film.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was made by a great filmmaker who's in Bristol called James Hankins. And he just does very excellent and often very wacky things. And it was great. It was a hilarious day spent with James Hankins in a river in the rain.
Yeah.
It was a dream come true.
Was it cold?
Yeah.
I just thought, I loved, it's sort of the way he treated it, and it's I don't know how it is, but you know how it's sort of black along the sides, and it's
sort of vignetted, it's true.
Well, like an older feeling, but then you
Yeah.
guys are like dunking in the water, like sort of having fun, like... I thought it was beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell me about Moonshine Freeze. It came out last year.
True.
And you took the name from a nursery rhyme?
Yeah, I did, basically. A friend of mine had taught my daughter this clapping game. And at the end, the words go moonshine, 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 freeze. And then everyone has to stop moving. And that really struck me. Just the sort of stopping moving, the sort of imagery of either moonlight or just this sort of strange underground sort of liquor scene. It was just a magic spell for me that didn't even necessarily have any meaning, or it was the sounds. There was a lot about it that just sort of stuck in my head and then made its way into a song and then ended up being the title of the album.
And then tell me a little bit about making the record.
Well, we made it in Bristol, which was really great because it meant that all of the band members and our extended band members could be
You
there
have
and
like a
participate.
revolving crew, right?
Kind of. I mean, it's pretty solidly me, Jamie, Rosie and Neil, and has been for a while. But if ever anyone can't do a gig, then there are other people that step in. And then when possible, we get friends to come in and play horns and, you know, other people to offer what they can do. You know, when you have friends who play music and instruments that you love, you try and get them to join in. because it makes it enjoyable.
So you got everybody together, and where did
Yeah.
you record it? In
It
Bristol?
was in Bristol, in Invader Studios, which is the studio owned by Jeff Barrow, who also runs Invader Records. And it was perfect. It meant we could all play live when we needed to, if we wanted to do tracks live. And it meant that it could be produced by John Parrish, who just lived up the road. And it was a really
So it
nice
all worked
team.
out.
It worked out really nicely, yeah.
I got a perm in Bristol once. It lasted 7 years. I don't know what's going on in Bristol,
Wow.
but yeah, it was weird.
Was it okay that it lasted 7 years?
I'm not sure. No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
It's but good value for money, though.
Yes, I think you're right, but
Where did you get it? Do you remember what neighborhood or establishment it was?
I don't, and that's probably a good thing.
Maybe,
you know.
maybe.
Kate Stables This Is the Kid. Where are you off to next?
Next, tomorrow night we're playing Johnny Brenda's in Philadelphia, and then it's DC9 in Washington, D.C.
And how much longer do you have?
Those 2 dates.
And then you're back home?
And then we're back home for, sort of sprinklings of festivals for June, and then touring starts again in July.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
do you have plans to come back to Boston?
Yes, I don't know if we have anything booked in yet, but we're back in North America in July. Oh, wait a minute, we're playing at Newport Folk Festival. That's not very far away, is
No,
it?
it's not.
So that is the next thing we're doing in these kind of...
Yeah, you'll be perfect
Yeah.
there.
So we're doing that in July, and then who knows what's happening after that.
Awesome. I think you're great.
Thank you.
Kate Stables, This Is the Kid. It is indie617. Thanks to Miller Lite and Dunkin' Donuts. This is our broadcast, and this was fun. Thank you.
Thanks for
I liked
having
I liked taking pictures of you on that log. That was really fun. That was the highlight so far.